Just a few days ago, it was announced that Interplay Entertainment, the studio who brought us industry-defining games such as Baldur's Gate and the first two Fallouts, would be breaking back into the television landscape by bringing back a 90s classic, only this time in a different form. The cult classic and monstrously beloved game Earthworm Jim is being brought back to life through a new series focusing on the titular Jim as he travels planet to planet full of anthropomorphic animals in search of his far-off homeworld of Earth. The show is still in the very early stages of production, with the cast list and production start date yet to be released. This means that the show could be released within the next 2 years, but nothing really concrete is in place as of yet. This would be the second time the video game has been adapted to be a full-length animated show, as the first attempt was released in 1995 by the WB. This show lasted until 1996, releasing 2 seasons totaling 23 episodes before finally being cancelled. The original Earthworm Jim was voiced by a lesser-known voice actor at the time named Dan Castellaneta, who also voices Homer Simpson. But even with Homer voicing the main character, this couldn't extend the show's lifespan beyond that single year. The show was unable to win any awards in its short lifespan, but it did do one memorable thing. The show's animation style and the new characters added through the show were eventually added to the Earthworm Jim games, which came out in the late 90s, like Earthworm Jim 3D and Earthworm Jim Menace to the Galaxy, which are two of the lesser known and less successful Earthworm Jim games. Sadly for our animated series, the two games it influenced are the worst received and most hated of any games in the series. The first two Earthworm Jim games were critical and financial successes, having even been rated as the top 200 games ever created on Nintendo by Nintendo Power. The reception for the final Earthworm Jim game released, Menace to the Galaxy, was so poor that it would be the last Earthworm Jim game still to date. There have been a few attempts to revive the character, like in 2006 when Atari reportedly had 80% of a new game completed and had even shipped out hands-on playable versions of the game to various gaming outlets and publications. They did this so that they could get a first look at the upcoming game, as well as provide feedback in order to make it better. Sadly, this would all be for naught, as Atari faced heavy financial struggles in the mid-2000s which forced them to postpone the nearly completed game. These financial struggles eventually forced them to cancel the game entirely before selling off their internal rights and side divisions to other studios. The only other entry into this series would be in 2010, as an HD remade version of the original game was released on Xbox Live and PSN. But even this would ultimately be taken off of both services in 2018. Hopefully this new animated series actually gets made, and if it does, it needs to be able to capture audiences in a way the show couldn't almost 3 decades earlier when it had a star-studded cast. And that's all I've got. I know it was a short video today, but there isn't really any information out about the new Earthworm Jim, besides that it's being worked on. If anything more does come out in the future, I'll be sure to return to the show, but for now, if you like the video, why not subscribe so that we can be connected virtually for the rest of our lives? Other than that, as always, I've been Semantics. Have a great day today, everybody.